don't do that, they get down to it straight away. And they designed this beautiful playground in bright colours. And they had a professional designer come in and negotiate with them about the finished design. And the professional designer said, actually, it's lovely. All I would do is perhaps move some things around, just for spatial safety reasons. So, for example, if you're coming down this amazing chute that you've drawn, you don't want someone on a swing bumping into them. Children says, actually, we do.
Is about people, nothing else. Because everything that you achieve, any profits that you make, it comes through people. And if you can get your people on side, working hard, believing in what you're trying to achieve, then you will claim leadership.
I see every day people from Africa, from America, from Canada, from even England, actually lots from England, talking about how fantastic Scotland is. And we tell stories, and stories sell.
They don't walk along the road like this, like you and I, do they? They avoid the cracks in the pavements, they skip, they walk backwards, they walk on walls, they swing on anything they see. Where has that gone? Some of you still do that, I know, but it's when you're pissed, right? But our natural instinct on that side is to experiment, is never to see a challenge as insurmountable.
A year where creativity isn't just celebrated in the theatres and the galleries and the concert halls, but it also becomes part of the way we think about those challenges which currently beset us.
I was moved to another building site on the other side of town in Earls Court. And I was welcomed by a big Welsh foreman with a broken nose and a soft hat. He put his arm around me and says, Michael, I want to show you something before you start. And he showed me into this hut. I probably should have been worried. But he said, these are the plans. This is the palace we're building. And I thought, a palace? I'm building. Because every experience before that, I had lots of jobs, by the way. This is when I was 21. Every previous experience was, you are just here to do tasks. And here was someone saying to me, you're building a palace. This may not sound that impressive to you, but I can tell you what the impact it had on me. I suddenly felt a swelling in my chest. I felt I was part of something much bigger, something bigger than myself. I was going to be putting something up to the London skyline that would gleam for years to come. I would have a lasting legacy in London. And I worked so hard.
Which had been run down. And now they've got people living there who are very happy living there. The Turquoise building, what does it do with the piping? When it rains, it plays music. So now it's become a tourist attraction. From a desert in Dresden, it's become a tourist attraction just by using a bit of imagination.
A man whose own background is one of constant reinvention and whose message is just the kind of positive vibe that's so refreshing in this age of spin.
The world is full of possibility. The world is full of opportunity. The world is full of spaces for me to make a mark, to make a positive imprint. And that is the future. And it's a big change. Remember when Bill Gates set up Microsoft? Do you remember what his founding vision was? It was a PC in every home and every office. Do you know, this is only a few months after an American professor had said there will only ever be a need for 4 computers in the entire world. And along comes Bill Gates with this audacious vision. Has he got close to that now? Unbelievable, isn't it? That someone could have the audacity to make this a vision.
So what do you do and how come that happened?
Well, what I do now is use all the experience I've garnered, and I've had quite an adventurous life. And I help people to find their strengths. Because what do I do with all that experience, all the knowledge I've gained? Well, you use it to help other people to find their strengths and to turn their what might be perceived as a disadvantage into an advantage.
Can you imagine if Martin Luther King had stood on the Mount in Washington all those years and say, I have a strategic plan out of the course of history. You know, Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. And I like the idea of dreams.